Hi everyone. I've been challenged to share a little bit about how Jesus has changed my life with Easter services coming up. Some of us are doing that. So I just wanted to share the gist of what he's done in me. So some of you don't know, but I was raised in a non-Christian home. My family, we didn't talk about God, we didn't talk about Jesus, we didn't have a Bible or anything like that. And so as I grew up, a lot of what I did was just kind of fill some of this void that was in me with boys or partying or friends or drinking, whatever it was. But there was definitely a missing piece in me where I didn't have hope, or I don't know, it just felt like something was always missing. And so when I became pregnant at the age of 24, I hardly knew the guy that I got pregnant from. And so I became like really a mess, because here I was pregnant with someone I hardly knew, and I actually turned to God and I prayed for the first time. I lived outside, and I was outside my apartment, and I remember praying, God, what do you want me to do? Here I am pregnant, I'm a mess. And lo and behold, he told me so clearly that he wanted me to go to church. And I had noticed for the first time that I lived directly across the street from a church that I had never noticed before. And so I started going to that church, and and then I started to feel shame when my belly started to show from my pregnancy, because I didn't have a ring on my finger, and so I stopped going to that church. And then fast forward a couple years, Andrew was now 1, and I saw the movie The Passion of the Christ. I was so drawn to this movie, and when I was watching the movie, I was shocked at who Jesus was. I had never known who he was, and I just knew with everything in me that Jesus went through that torture. He was beaten, he was spit on, he was hung on a cross because of me, because of what I had been doing and how I had been living. And so I needed to respond with that movie. And so I did. So the very next day, I went to work, and a friend invited me to her church. I went to her church that Sunday. Then the very next day, that Monday, I got saved, and I became a Christian. And then 2 months later, I got baptized. And here I was, just choosing Jesus, learning all these stories. I'd never known the story of Noah's Ark until I was 25 years old. And so there's just all these emotions that were coming up, because this fulfillment was happening in me. And I was hopeful for the first time in my life at the age of 25. I had peace. I had freedom. And I had healing like I had never known. And so I just want to challenge you and encourage you that if you are in a spot right now where you need hope, or you need something else, you might not even be able to recognize that it's hope, but if you just feel like something's missing in your life, I challenge you to step into an Easter service this weekend. There's so many services that are going to be happening, and if you're looking for one, my church, Emmanuel Church, has a website that will be posting a church service on. It's erc.la, and so you're welcome to watch it with us and learn about Jesus, his death, why he died, and his resurrection. And there's just crazy hope because of him. And so I just challenge you and invite you to join us. God bless you.